Soil is not an inert body, it is a living system where countless microorganisms constantly act upon organic residues and mineral compounds. Through their activity, complex substances are broken down into simpler forms and essential nutrients are released back into the soil for plant uptake. And this process is known as mineralization. It is one of the most important biological processes in soil fertility because it converts unavoidable or complex material that is there into forms that plant can use. So in nature, fallen leaves, crop residues, roots, manure, and other organic remains accumulate in soil, and microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi decompose these materials step by step. And during decomposition, carbon is released as carbon dioxide, while nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, and others are liberated in mineral form. Thus, mineralization acts as a bridge between dead organic matter and living plant nutrition. So, among the major substances present in plant residues, cellulose is one of the most abundant. It is complex carbohydrate that forms the structural framework of the plant cell walls. Many soil fungi and bacteria produce the enzyme cellulase, which breaks cellulose into smaller sugars and finally into simpler compounds. When cellulose is mineralized, it releases energy for microbes and contributes to the formation of humus and carbon dioxide. And next is hemicellulose, which is another important component of plant cell walls, and it is generally easier to decompose than cellulose. And it is broken down by a wide variety of microorganisms. And because of its relatively less complex structure, it is mineralized more rapidly. This quick breakdown helps in early stages of residue decomposition and as well enriches the soil with soluble organic products. Next is lignocellulose. It is a much more resistant material, which is because it is a combination of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin also. And it forms the tough woody parts of the plants, making stems, bark, and mature residues more difficult to decompose. And the mineralization of lignocellulose occurs slowly and it requires specialized microorganisms capable of attacking both the carbohydrate and the lignin components. Because of its resistance, lignocellulose contributes to the gradual buildup of soil organic matter. In contrast, lignin itself is one of the most difficult natural substances to decompose. It is highly complex aromatic polymer found in woody tissues and even gives strength and rigidity to the plants. Only certain fungi, especially white rot fungi and a few specialized bacteria, can degrade lignin. Its slow decomposition is important as because it helps in the formation of stable humus, which improves the structure of the soil and helps in the retention of water and nutrient holding capacity. So there's a term known called humus, which is associated out here, and it is the dark, stable organic matter that remains after extensive decomposition of plants and animal residues, and it is not easily broken down, yet even humus is slowly mineralized over time. The slow release of nutrients is valuable because it provides a long-term source of fertility to the soil. Humus also improves the physical and chemical properties of soil by enhancing aggregation, aeration, moisture retention, and even cation exchange capacity. Therefore, the mineralization of humus is not merely a breakdown process, it is part of the natural recycling system which sustains the health of the soil. And mineralization of phosphate, nitrate, silica, and potassium are also very important in organic. Very like mineralization of all these, phosphate, nitrate, silica, and potassium. I mean, is important and is very important. And they are very important inorganic nutrients which present in the soil. Phosphate mineralization involves the conversion of organic phosphorus compounds into inorganic phosphates. And many microorganisms release phosphatase enzymes, okay, that break down the organic phosphorus compound present in the plant residues and manures. Since phosphorus is often locked in unavailable forms, microbial mineralization plays a very major role in making it accessible to plants for the development of roots and in energy transfer and flowering. So similarly, nitrate formation in soil occurs through microbial processes itself only, such as ammonification and nitrification. And organic nitrogen forms residues, and organic nitrogen from residue is in fact is first converted into ammonia and then into nitrite and nitrate by specific bacteria. And nitrate is the chief form which is absorbed by most plants, so the transformation is central to soil fertility. Potassium and silica are also released through microbial and chemical weathering processes, and potassium is important for enzyme activation, water regulation, and even crop quality. Though not present in organic molecules like nitrogen and phosphorus, it becomes available from soil minerals and from decomposition of plant residues. And microorganisms, it help in weathering potassium-bearing mineral by producing organic acids and other substances that release potassium into soil solution. Silica contributes to strengthening the tissues of the plant, and especially in grasses and cereals. And its release from soil minerals is aided by microbial activity and root exudates, which promotes the breakdown of silicate-containing compounds eventually. In this way, mineralization is not limited to organic matter alone, but also supports the availability of the key inorganic nutrients through biological activity. So all these processes together, it shows that soil microorganisms are the hidden workers of agriculture. They decompose residues, release nutrients, improve soil structure, and maintain the natural balance of the ecosystem. So without mineralization, nutrients would remain locked in dead matter, and it would remain, inaccessible to the plants. With mineralization, however, soil continues to renew itself. It supports a continuous plant growth and productivity. So it is a beautiful cycle in which life returns to soil, and the soil nourishes new life, and microorganisms act as the silent agent of transformation. And this microbial activity in soil and greenhouse naturally extends the idea here, because microbial activity in soil refers to the collective functioning of bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, and other microbes, that decompose organic matter, cycle nutrients, and influence plant growth. In greenhouse conditions, what happens is microbial activity is often studied under controlled environments to understand how temperature, moisture, soil type, fertilizer, and organic inputs, affect the living soil system that is there. So the greenhouse allows scientists to observe microbial processes more closely because external variables are minimized there, and this helps in understanding how soil microbes contribute to nutrient mineralization and plant health and productivity as well. So in both natural soil and greenhouse experiments, the central truth remains the same. When microorganisms are active, soil becomes alive, fertile, and capable of sustaining crops. Thank you.